I did years of research looking in San Antonio to see what school was going to be best for. We have one child, so I wanted to make sure that we chose top-notch for her. And I had narrowed the school down, and it would just stay constantly on the top of my list for everything that it had to offer.
When we were pregnant with our third, we immediately knew that we were going to want to have a spot for him here at Excelled. We wanted to instill a lot of the Montessori values into Colt from an early age, and so we never doubted where he was going to go. She's a 2-year-old. She knows how to go potty now, but she's very independent about it. You know, it's very much, I do for myself, is what she says. And that's not something we taught her to say. She just started saying it. So I love that she is able to take care of herself, but she also can help us around the house with cleaning and cleaning up. She's very much about everything goes in its place and you put it back when you're done. So that's been really nice and helpful.
But I have absolutely seen her thrive. This is a child who went from, standing next to my leg to standing up on a stool wanting to cook with me, wanting to clean with me, wanting to do, as far as life skills go, everything we do, she's a mimic of it. And it's not so much that she's just copying her parents, it's that she's learned how to set a table and how to clean after herself. She's very much independent. Let me do it. Let me try. And I love that from Montessori because she's very much becoming her own person as opposed to us having to tell her, hey, you can do this. She just automatically takes the initiative.
I think one thing that we were looking at was the Spanish immersion. It wasn't necessarily very high on our list, but when it came to the availability and our timeline, it was the perfect match, and it just made sense almost. We live in San Antonio, so it's almost one of those things like you kind of have to know a little bit. And I think with the course of the year and a half that they've been here, our son is basically bilingual, and we are not. The other day, I started talking to her and asking her about numbers in Spanish, and she counted all the way to 10 in Spanish without me asking her. I just said a number in Spanish, and she started counting. And so I know that where she's at, it's only going to get better from here.
Knowing some of our friends who all have kids around the same age, some in Montessori, some in traditional preschool and daycare, it's night and day. The amount of attention that's given to each individual kid, even down to their naps, just it by and large, exponentially greater than what some of our peers have.
So she comes home already as a 2-year-old with, phonetic activities, with ABC alphabet learning activities. They are tracing and drawing letters. And so she's able to identify some of the letters at home. But we are so impressed with just her love of reading so far. And I think that's where literacy starts.
They can grow at their own rate, that we have this individualized curriculum that allows them to fulfill their potential. So I'm seeing that they are more than kindergarten ready. That's a lot of the feedback they're getting from parents, that my child's already able to pass those entrance exams for kindergarten or for the private schools. They are surpassing the expectations of other different private schools in the areas of language development or mathematics or even independence and social skills, that we're setting them up for success for that next stage of education.
My son is in kinder. He just started this year, and he is well above the grade level expectations. He is reading at a first grade level right now as a beginning kindergartner, so he's well above there. His confidence to be in kinder and answer questions and be involved in those conversations.
It's a blessing to say that we are not too concerned, we're not too worried about how she'll do in kindergarten. And so I think that's all testament to the work that they do here.
We start nourishing them at a young age. So we have a curriculum for infants, and they can do a lot of learning, which is a common misconception with infants. So we're also feeding our infants sensorial experiences, language acquisition skills, self-identification tools.
We put her in shortly right after the 3-month mark, right when kind of our FMLA and paternity and maternity leave was over. At the very end, kind of transitioned her in. The teachers were phenomenal about helping her transition. And now our daughter's 5 months, and she is by and large growing at a rate I couldn't believe it. It definitely is a monkey see, monkey do. She sees her classmates being, the youngest in her class, and really has, excelled, through this process.
Because it's an all-encompassing program, we have lunches included, we have a Spanish program, there's gymnastics, sports, so we're trying to hit every particular area. We have an emphasis on the science and technology, gross motor development. That's all part of the program here at Excelled.
I really enjoy that my kids have access to a good cooks here. I really like the food that they serve the kids. I like that I can see them when they deliver the food in the morning when I drop my kids off, and it's the same food that I would feed my kids at home. So I feel comfortable with that. I don't like a lot of, junk food that I grew up on. I want better for my children. So I see that and I meet the cooks, and I really appreciate that.
We love the teachers here. We love that they love our babies like we love our babies. So I know that when I have to go to work and I send them here, they're going to receive the same type of love, individual love. That's what keeps me going, seeing the kids happy and seeing the kids motivated every single day.
Doing it all over again, we would have chosen Excelled. No brainer.